Starting early. Woohoo! I'm starting early. Hello, good afternoon, ladybugs and yellow jackets. Welcome to Fae Productions. I'm Fairy Princess Lolly, and we are here on Sunday afternoon, at least where it is, where I'm at, for the second episode of the Handmade Home Shopping, where we are going to feature a series of vendors, the information for whom is all in the low bar and the description depending on where you are watching from. These are Renaissance Fair vendors, festival vendors, merchants, just huge handmade community Etsyans all over the place. And we're here to show off their wares on a platform to hopefully help make up for the loss of actual events that they normally purvey their wares at. So up with us first today is Greg. Greg is from Storm Art Glass. And please say hello.
Hello, everybody.
So Greg, tell us a little bit, if you will. I should say really quick. Smash the like and subscribe button, guys. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, what your home fairs are, what you do. Give us the details.
Well, my name's Greg Bowen. I'm the owner and operator at Storm Art Glass. I've been blowing glass for 23 years, but I've only been doing fairs for the last 6 or so. I've always loved Ren fairs, and I've gone to them all over the place, but I only started actually participating just a little while ago. I do the Grand Junction Fantasy Fair, the Juniper Ridge Renaissance Fair, and those are both local to Colorado. I do the Salt Lake Fair every year, well, probably not this year, but you can find me in Vegas in October at the Age of Chivalry. I've been there for the last 4 years, and I usually hang out with the Wandering Rogues for that. So, hey everybody, love you guys. I've got a bunch of fun stuff to show you.
Yes.
Today we are working with a little bit of glass, and we have different products to look at, and I'm going to post all of these things later on.
What are these that we're looking at?
These notes here, these are all spells. Okay, these are fireballs. This guy right here, that's an ice bolt. We've got healing spells. And then this
I love that one. Go back to that little one with the cork.
Oh, this
it looks like a hourglass, and yeah. Does it open?
So this has got some magic dust, some magic powder in there. The hourglass.
I like that one.
A lot of fun.
Does it actually have sand in it?
It does have sand in it.
It does.
It's about a second and a half. But then we have things like dragon's teeth, skull. The mastery of these comes with how to use the spell and a little description of it, and what it does, how to use it, and a little bit of comedy as well. So we also have a bunch of oil diffusers, and so all of these pendants right here are all hollow, and you put this lavender oil in it, and this is Colorado lavender oil, and it seems to be the Goldilocks zone for growing it, so it's just amazing. For all the Rennies, we've got sword pendants, and these are actually pretty good sized, and they're all made of hard glass, so they're a lot more durable than you would think. Kraken tentacles, dragon's eyes.
Now, what is hard glass? What is hard glass?
Hard glass is borosilicate glass. It's like scientific labware, old school Pyrex cookware, that kind of stuff. That's hard glass. Whereas I also do soft glass, and I make paperweights, vases, things like that. But I don't really have these guys for sale right now.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'll have some next year at fair.
We've got you froze up for a second on us.
A second. I do also make bodice chillers, and so they have corks.
Those have been in high demand, it seems. Those are lovely. They're very pretty.
And she special ordered these. They wrap around them so that you can wear it on a necklace, so that if you bend over, it doesn't. They also have corks so that you can put the ice. And so,
lovely
things there. Those are the best. But the lavender diffusers, you just put a drop of oil in there. The benefits of the essential oils. I also make Viking drinking horn shot glasses. Those are a lot of fun. Viking drinking horns, and they've got necklaces on them, so that you. Then we also have our wine stoppers. A lot of really intricate designs in them.
I bet those wine stoppers would fit also the root beer bottles that you always see at fair.
Oh, they do.
That way you could have.
Absolutely do.
Yeah. That way you could have your, your cool root beer bottle with the. Sorry, I keep interrupting. Go on.
No, with your super special cork. Okay, so then we get into the ocean stuff. We've got jellyfish with little turtles on the necklace. We've got coral, which is really pretty. Little turtle on that guy. We've even started trying some octopi. So then we start getting into the flowers, which is these guys right here. Fumed glass, and then it's coated. And so you've got this beautiful three-dimensional flower inside.
So you actually the flower inside is glass. It's like
all glass. Yeah.
That is that's very amazing.
It's a lot of fun. Now these are actually my favorites. These are the neurons. It looks like the neurons of your brain, or a constellation.
Yeah.
Something very stellar. And so those are really pretty. I'm also trying to make,
ooh, look at that.
Set. And so on your bottle, and then you all have your own Viking. Now this is still in the prototype stage. This will all be cleaned up and stained and lacquered and all that good stuff. So fire up the torch for a little while, and you guys can just fade out.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been a lot of fun. Greatly appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't know how close your camera guy can get to you. He might have to zoom in as opposed to
Okay, so I'm just starting with a rod of clear glass. I'm going to melt this into a ball and then use this color rod, which has got all kinds of really pretty sparkles in it. And I'll use that to push a mushroom. And as you can see, we need special glasses. Go ahead and take that away again. That's how bright it looks if you look at it just with your naked eye. But we have special glasses to help us so that we can see what's going on in that flame. Okay, so now I'm going to push my mushroom. And it happens really fast. And you can see that little guy just pushing up in there.
It's almost like so bright, like welding.
And we've got a little mushroom.
Oh my gosh.
It's all glass. It's all the same kind of glass.
And so if people want to order from you, they can go to your Facebook page.
And get that air pocket that I just shoved in there.
Uh-oh, I'm not sure you heard me. Now
this mushroom, it looks orange just because it's so hot. And when it cools down, it'll actually be that dark, sparkly, metallic blue.
Man, that sounds beautiful. So, yes, I will say for those of you watching at home,
put a hook on it.
if you would like to take a look at Greg's work, if you would like to take, I'm going to let you guys watch him while I talk for a second. But as we do not have our next vendor in the lineup here, sadly, and so Greg gets a little extra time, and so do you guys to watch this, which is actually quite cool. If you would like to shop with him, you can check out his work on his Facebook page at Storm Art Glass, and you can see that scrolling there. Also, look for him on Instagram as well, and shoot him a message if you're interested in getting something. I really find that Viking glass horn drinking thing that goes over the bottle quite awesome. He also is participating in our magic word. So the magic word this week, if you are to purchase something this week from him, the magic word is strawberry, and you will get a surprise bonus gift with your order if you mention the word strawberry. The reason we chose strawberry is because it is now April, and April is the strawberry moon for the 12 fairy moons of the year, because this is where strawberries begin to get their little buds in certain places. So strawberry is our word for this week. Let's go back here and see what we have going on. Yes, sorry, I muted you. I'm sorry, I muted you really fast because I didn't think you could hear what I was saying. Now, what is that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Amy, I can't hear you.
Well, that's okay. It happens from time to time. You have a few extra minutes because sadly our next vendor has not shown up in the queue. So
you have a few extra minutes because the next person isn't in the queue.
Yes, we can take a look at your store.
Princess Lolly.
Do I have any questions for you? I'm actually curious what you think. I'm actually curious what you think your price will be on that cool 4-horn wood thing. I know you said it was a prototype, so you may not have but do you have a ballpark? Because that thing was awesome.
I'm trying to shoot for around $100, but we'll have to see if that works. So
it was
I wanted to
cool.
show you before you leave.
Okay.
This is the fairy for our little giveaway.
Oh, look at that.
I put her on a little swivel so she can hang in her window. And I just started making a mermaid. And so
these are beautiful. I really love how you did the scales.
A lot more. So making little figures and stuff is.
It's got to be an interesting study in glass sculpting. How detailed are you able to get on those, or is there a limitation to that, or?
It's kind of more of how long I want to spend on it, really.
Yeah.
That mermaid took probably 4 or 5 hours to do. Sorry, he tried to flip it for me. But yeah, I made. Okay. He keeps messing. I made a dragon one time that took me 2 days to make little kitties.
Holy smokes! Just a tiny little one like that?
Yeah. Well, no, it was a fairly good-sized dragon. It was probably 8 or 9 inches long. But I had to make all of the sections separately. I had to put it into a kiln You know, I had to
Oh,
assemble
wow.
all of the parts. I actually made all of the sections out of color rods, which are these guys right here. So, you know, it all starts out this way, you know, tubes, rods, clear glass. And then you know, start adding colors together. You start smearing them around to make marbled color. You want to have different layers, you know, opaques over transparents over opaques give you different effects. And so you can create the illusion of detail without, you know, a whole lot of work. But it is a lot of work because the entire skin is covered in that. You know, each part has to be manufactured separately. You know, there's so many things that go into it. You make a part and it has to go into the kiln and sit in there for 15 minutes per quarter-inch of thickness. So if, say, I'm
Wow.
making a marble like this guy right here, and this is
Okay.
one of my stellar marbles, and it's got all kinds of stars and nebulas and planets going on inside of it.
It's
You know,
beautiful.
this is about an inch and a half marble, almost 2 inches, and this took 2 hours to cool to anneal so that it didn't crack. You know,
Can you
glass
hold it?
puts a
I'm gonna
lot of
make you
stress
big.
in
Can
it.
you
Sure.
hold it close? Yeah, I want to see it close up.
Yeah, that one's
So,
fun.
so what does the kilning do? I didn't even know you could kiln glass. So
Well,
shows how much I know, right?
when you heat one side of it, okay, say for instance, we've got this fairy wing here, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on this section right here. This section is hot, but this section is cold. Well, where the heat meets up between the hot and cold, the molecules don't crystallize correctly, and that's called stress. Now, if I didn't put it into a kiln
Hmm.
and anneal it, then that stress would always be there, and that would be a weak point, a fracture point. Eventually, that piece would break, you know, sometimes even on its own. I had a drinking glass that I bought from Walmart, you know, from China, and you know, they hadn't annealed it properly, and so it just shattered on the counter. It wasn't even in the hot water. I'd had it for 8 years, and the stress finally broke
Wow.
out of it. And
And
so,
just boom, done.
yeah. And so when I make a piece, in order to make it more durable, so that it'll last, so that it'll be strong, I put it into an annealing oven, and that's at 1050 degrees. And that's the point at which the molecules of the glass relax, but not so much that it starts to move and flow. You know, otherwise you'd have a big puddle in there. But once it comes out of there, it's one nice crystalline piece of glass, and it's very durable. You know, unless it's really thin, obviously. But you know, most of the stuff that I make, I try and make so that it lasts for a long time, because I love it when people come back to me, hey, you remember that piece I got from you 17 years ago? Yeah, I still have it. You know, I love that when somebody comes back. So I try to put as much quality into my pieces as I can.
Well, I still have my tiny little glass that I got from you at Las Vegas Ren Fair a few years back. It is actually right over here on my mantle, and I occasionally use that when I'm doing some sort of recognition or you know pagany things, right? Fairy pagany things. So
Right. Well, I'm glad you like it.
of course, it's the perfect amount.
Uh-huh. The
Well,
fairy tipsy glass.
it,
Oh,
it is 4:20, and I must bid you adieu. We do have our next vendor now in the queue, and so thank you so much. That was an awesome demo that you
so
showed
much.
us, and yeah, absolutely. And we should hit me up after the show because I have a thing that I want to ask you, but not here. So,
very good. Thank you so much for having
all
me.
right.
This was a lot of fun. I had a blast, and I will post pictures of better close-ups of the pieces,
Cool.
and I'll even flip them so that people can see how much they are. And so thank you very much. Have a great day.
Yeah. Stay safe out there.
You too. Bye.
Okay, so that was Greg from Storm Art Glass, and you can find his information. Of course, you can see it going in the banner below, and also it will be in the low bar and in the description. And we are bringing in our next vendor, which is KrakenWhip Design. KrakenWhip Designs.
Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
We are doing great. So it's Kristen, right? Kristen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Kirsten, and my brain likes to switch that I and that R around a lot. So I want to make sure I say it right. So please tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you're from, what are your fairs. Look at your awesome clothes. Are you advertising for yourself? Are you billboarding right now?
Yes, I'm my own model. Thank you. Yeah. I didn't want to go out to the rain and get my other like plastic models. So, you got to dress up even in quarantine, right?
Yeah, yes. Got to do something. That's for sure.
So, the corset is not one of mine. This is Damsel in Distress. She's awesome, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Damsel girls. But my stuff is leatherwork. We use mainly salvaged, scrap, off-cut leathers. We go digging in these big leather bins of like scraps from companies that do cutting for places. There's lots of upholstery places that only use part of the hides, and also scraps left over from other garment workers. And it's a way to try to be a little bit more eco-friendly while still making some really cool stuff. So some of the things we make are like this pocket belt, for example.
Ooh, can you bring those a little closer to the camera? The pocket belts, that is. Yes. Here, let me get rid of the banner that's blocking you really quick. Okay, now
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So like this is like one side.
Oh, those are cool.
And it's meant to actually be utilitarian. So like I can fit my phone into there, right? And like these other pockets are like credit card, ID, chapstick, wallets. Right. And then there's a big old one on this side, and this one is for like if you have a really big wallet or one of those super giant cell phones, right? Tending to be like a tablet, they'll fit into here. And then we've got weight-bearing D-rings here. These ones will hold like a whole water bottle on each one.
Oh, so you can just clip that on and.
Here, let me show you. So yeah, these ones right here. There's 4 of them on each side.
Oh wow!
Pocket, and I've even seen people put like a sword frog hanging on both sets of these.
Oh yeah.
Sort of horizontally off of your hips, and they're strong to do that. And then on this side, they have little D-rings, and that's for like lighter weight stuff. So like your keys, a small flashlight, that type of stuff. And then on the inside, blammo, big pockets to keep stuff like super secret and safe and everything. And then most of the sizes have at least one O-ring in the back. The extra small does not, because there's just not enough real estate to put a ring there. Too. And they're pretty sturdy rings. So you can also put, hang stuff off of there, your dragon tails, fox tails, have another pocket put onto there. Yeah, and they look like really good with jeans as well as over, costumey garb stuff. They go with like steampunk, fairy, Renaissance, any type of cosplay. If you want to go to a concert, farmer's market, or you just want to keep stuff like in your pockets and not have to dig around with a great big old purse, then, you always know where your stuff is.
This is the zombie apocalypse. These utility fairwear belts are, all of us, we're prepared, right? Like you can never have too many pockets, and everybody should have some more because that business is going to be serious.
Actually, I even wear this belt like building my booth at the SoCal and NorCal Ren Fair. Like I'll hang my hammer off of it, put nails and stuff and screws in there. And
yeah.
my drill into the backside of it. So they're really sturdy and they can take a beating. So yeah.
And now hand sanitizer.
Oh, the hand sanitizer. Yeah, actually this little pocket. Okay. I used to go to Burning Man. I started this because of Burning Man. Went to Burning Man, it changed my life. I know. But like these little pockets were specifically designed to be able to hold hand sanitizer in one and a little pack of Kleenex in the other, so you could go to the porta potty. And
Oh wow, that's actually a good idea. Oh, I think everybody that does any kind of event has at some point in their event life run into a porta potty disaster.
A little bit. They're always there. So those are one of our pocket belt stuff, and then one of the other kind of things that are really popular in our shop are the ruffle tops, which is what this guy is.
What you're wearing right there, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see.
So it's adjustable. We make them in 6 sizes off the rack, but we also do custom sizes and everything too. But each size has adjustability with these snaps and straps.
Oh, nice.
And the back. And this also means that it doesn't really conflict with other pieces of clothing. So if you're worried about it being like too hot or something, or, you know, like how do you layer this with a vest? Or how do you layer this with a damsel in distress corset that has like one of those collars? So it doesn't conflict with it. It actually layers really, really nicely. And we call them the booby framer, the peekaboo. The boob ruffle.
That's great.
Favorite one by my friend Jason from Sword and Rose is the boobinator.
Can we take a look at your Etsy shop really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let's pull that up because I have it ready to go, and we can maybe see some of the other styles that you have. Let's see what we've got here. So this looks like you. And look, so are you able to make these belts if somebody wanted a custom color for these? You could do custom.
Totally. Yeah, we have just about every color.
Oh, scroll.
Through the sun.
There we go.
There's like, we have
literally
hundreds and hundreds of kinds of leather colors and finishes. And oh my God, let me show you this one. This one's awesome. This one's
okay. Hold on. Let me make you big again. Let me make you big.
So it's all right. Look at this purple.
Oops.
Like
I have clicked the wrong button somehow. No, I have not clicked the wrong button. There you are. Now show the camera. Okay.
Okay. This is one of my favorite new ones. It's like this purple croc embossed leather that's been black tipped, and we also have this really rainbow iridescent hardware, which is
the metal. I love it.
Right? Kind of want to lick it. It's really flipping pretty. I don't know.
Does it taste like candy?
I mean, I wish it did, but it doesn't. Sorry, I'm not on that.
So let's see if I can.
Specific, color combos, or they want it all black, then we do like different textures of black. If they want purple, we have 20 different kinds of purple. Any size that people need. If they want customized pocket sizes or shapes, we can always do that. We make shoulder holsters. That's one of the things that I just showed you there.
Ooh, I love shoulder holsters.
And like we've even made them so that they hold wands for people. So they're highly customizable. Same thing with the pocket belts. And all of the pockety things that we make are adjustable in size, and they come in several sizes.
So here's the your cool. Oh no, here it is. I think I keep thinking I'm looking at the top, but there's so many things. Like I see your little drink frogs for holding drinks, and these ruffly skirts, and the cool tops. Like, what do you call the top that you're wearing? What's its official name?
I call it a ruffle top because honestly,
a ruffle top.
Anything else really specific to call it. Like it's not quite a vest, it's not quite a harness, it's not quite a bustier. Ah, there you go. So you see right underneath the Christmas stocking. Leather ruffle halter top, yeah.
Yes.
And we also make
Love this.
bike inner tube as well for people who are vegan or don't want to wear leather.
Oh, wow. How do you even sew that? Is that difficult to sew?
It's a little sticky on the industrial machine, but it's actually what we started making these out of first before I realized that there's a whole bunch of scrap leather out there that can be used. And it looks pretty like Wasteland Weekend, Mad Max, post-apocalyptic. Totally.
Yes, it does.
I
I would love to go to Wasteland. That is something I have not yet done, but boy, do I wish I could.
Yeah.
So,
It's always on.
sorry, go ahead.
Weekend, so it always conflicts.
Yeah, I have friends that go down and do that every year, and I would love to. I like the post-apocalypse. Get out there, do that. So, so you are participating in the magic word as well today, as I understand it. Yes. So, watching for those of you watching at home, if you are to order within the next week and use the magic word, which is strawberry, put that in the comments of your order. You will get a surprise bonus gift from KrakenWhip with your order. All of the information. And also I just want to say, because I saw it in your store and it reminded me that you guys are also selling the masks, which I have just seen an enormous demand for this week since the CDC has put out there that suddenly they're going to really highly recommend. So do you have one of those we could see by any chance? I saw you grab something.
Yeah,
let's see it really quick.
The first one that I made, and actually I've made a little bit of a alteration in the design since then, but I've put in like a nose bridge wire into all the ones.
Oh, okay.
And they come in this kind. It's called the AB mask. It's just because somebody put the pattern out there and they call it the AB one, and so I'm gonna stick with that. But it's got a filter sleeve here.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And it's still 2 layers of like quilting cotton, so it's pre-washed, pre-shrunk, tight weave, 100% cotton. You can put a filter in there if you want to, but it does fit over your face pretty well, and it's got fabric ties. They come in 2 sizes, and this is kind of important. The size small is meant to fit directly onto your face, and the size large is if you either have a rather sizable beard or if you're going to wear it over a medical mask. We had a lot of medical staff community asking for masks that could fit over an N95 to prolong the life of that. So that's why we're making them into 2 sizes. But yeah, that's
okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, that is awesome, and thank you for turning your sewing skills to help out with that, because I know it's just been a big thing. So it has been awesome to have you here. So we're a little bit over our time, so we're going to move on to our next vendor. Thank you so much for joining us. Your work is amazing. Maybe someday I'll make it down there. I was looking for pictures. I was looking for faces that I knew in your Etsy pictures, because I could see that some of them were taken at fair. I'm like, do I know anybody in those pictures? So, Instagram is where that's at. Okay. Totally. Thank you so much and have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. So if you're looking for masks, a great place to go. But also if you're looking for awesome fair clothing wear and, of course, extra pockets, because I can't imagine that I would not have extra pockets in the zombie apocalypse. So we're going to, our next vendor is here in the queue. I see you back there.
Hi.
Hello, Maribel. Hi. I see you back there waiting. Thank you for being patient.
Oh, no worries.
We get a little chatty, so that's okay though, I think. So go ahead and please tell everybody, if you will. I'm going to pull up your banners here for you and tell everybody, if you will, who you are and what you do and where you're from, all the deets.
Okay. My name is Maribel, and elementals, and it's just elementals of self. To me, I think art is just so many things and can be ways to share love in different ways, and kind of in society, so many times we kind of tell people this is how you should be, this is how you should act, or depend on all these exterior things to kind of formulate who you are, and people don't really get a chance to really go within or think about what they like, what they want, and or what makes them happy, you know. And so these are kind of like artistic little creatures, and from elementals, because I just was always drawn to, like, you know, nature and just sitting out in nature, and uh that I just kind of created at home. And so
You let it flow. You let it flow into the art.
and I make them out of recyclables. So they're all made out of recycled plastic, newspapers, magazines, and use paper mache, and then hand paint everything and seal them. So,
Wow.
and then, yeah. And I didn't take classes.
Now,
I just kind of taught myself.
So where are you from?
Olympia, Washington.
Oh, you are right here in my backyard.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
if you were looking, I mean, more or less, yes, I actually was on a different stream yesterday with some people that I used to stream with a long time ago. And one of them I learned was also, he's down there in Olympia with you. And I was like, what?
Cool.
I thought you were in Texas. So that's pretty cool. So we're looking now here at your Etsy store.
Mm-hmm.
And these things are really cool. I love your bright colors that you've chosen. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it a little over a year now. And I just use like a heat gun to shape the plastic and stuff, and sit and listen to music and let it just kind of, you know, do whatever. And then I texture everything with new paper mache, and there's no glue. It's just unbleached flour, because I don't want to put my hands in bleached flour. It kind of itches them.
Well, that's fair.
Just, you know, and so and then I make all the texture and everything using newspaper and magazines. So like different textures of paper will provide different types of texture, looks, and stuff. And all the paint I hand mix and use ink and acrylic paints and mix them together, because I'm really picky about the pigmentation of the colors, and I want everybody to like it, and just kind of like, I don't know.
That's actually quite amazing, mixing your own paint like that.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know. I just, you know, I thank you.
So what is it that when did you start doing this? Did you say, like, you've been doing this for how long?
A little over a year. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have learned quite a lot in a year.
Yeah.
So
I make that all by hand.
one...
Like that, the mouth I formed out of cardboard, the eyes were cardboard. That was before I got my heat gun. So everything there is actually like plastic that I just popped and kind of shaped without using heat. And just kind of it's like a really long process to make each one. They take months to make. So yeah. Because I kind of yeah. So that one has plastic and cardboard. It's 100% made out of that, and then just newspaper and magazine, like I said, to texture everything, and then I'll base it out in white paint, and then do everything. So I don't know. I just want it, when people open it, I just want them to like feel like whatever they have going on in their life, you know, positive, negative, anything, that they can get through it, you know. Because you've already made it this far.
Oh, that's a wonderful sentiment.
You
Yeah,
know.
that's true. Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying like zooming in on some of these guys a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
I
that
really
was,
like this one.
thank you. That's after I got my heat gun. So like the flowers, the orange flower is made out of a coffee lid, and
Ah,
I like hand
that's
shaped
cool.
it. Yeah. I hand shaped it and pulled it and everything. And so like the top is the toadstool top is made out of um popping materials and stuff for packaging, and just melted it into form and stuff. And there's no worry about mold, because I know sometimes when people get paper mache, they're like, mold. I also put rubbing alcohol in everything, so it will prevent any of that from happening too. So
That is
and
good
those are
to know.
the in the back, those are straws that I just like kind of melted. I use them a lot as twigs, because straws make really good twigs.
It must cause you to have some interesting, you go out to get some food or something, you're like, this straw will make an excellent twig, this lid will make an excellent mushroom hat, right?
I do that all the time. I'm like, oh my god, I can totally melt this and do that. And they're just like, okay.
No, nobody gets it. You're in your own world.
Pretty much. I'm like, no, when you see it, like, it'll be all good. And like, and then I'm working on adding some resin pieces, and integrating it into it. So, and like all of the materials that I use, so like the anything that's plastic, because it can't really melt stuff that's not plastic. For the containers and stuff that I use is also recycled into the artwork. And I really try to prevent from using plastic packaging materials when I send things out, but I don't want things to be broken. And so anything is like recycled from Amazon, and I encourage people to find other ways to use them too, because you can actually like knit with plastic too.
Knit with plastic. Okay, well, I cannot knit with anything plastic included, but I have confidence that you probably can, since you mentioned it.
I'm working.
Have you actually done this?
Knitting with plastic, or
Yes.
Yes. I'm working to make it something that looks better.
Something that, like a little bit more developing of the
Refinement.
skill before you get refinement before you put it live. That's perfectly understandable. So do you have any events that are coming up here in the future that have not yet been canceled, like the rest of everything?
No, I don't. I'm just getting started into all of this, so I don't know many. And like, I don't know, my stuff, like, it's out there. So it's like, there's like in the Pacific Northwest, On Mall was gracious enough to allow me to be in it, and like accepted my work, and I was like super excited. And then unfortunately, life happens.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
but I will be we will be at the November show, so I'm super excited for that. And
The November and the words very eloquent of me just then. Yes. November show, got it, on Mall. Yes.
yeah, that's
So
the closest.
for everybody watching at home, please, the likes and subscribes. Also, you can find her on Elements of Self on Etsy, and there should be links to that are in the low bar and the description, depending on where you're watching from, Facebook or YouTube. I still have not mastered how to get myself onto Twitch yet. I've only got as far as making a channel and putting some stuff that was pre-recorded up, but I haven't mastered the live to Twitch yet. So soon, but yes. Anywho, I shall bid you a good day, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for
Yes,
having
and
me.
showing us your work.
Thank you.
Absolutely. No, you have beautiful stuff. Very unique.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Bye. So I'm seeing here in the comments our next vendor, who is the Celtic Caterer and Chef, is having some difficulties. Yikes, logging in. I don't know what to say, actually. Unfortunately, I don't have a resolution for what I see happening right there. So all I can suggest is try to click the backstage link again and put your name in and then enter the studio. That's about the best I can suggest. I'm so sorry. For those of you, though, who are with us at home, thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is our second episode of the Handmade Home Shopping here on Faye Productions, which is a segment that we started when events started dropping off. I'm sure probably most of you have heard this already. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It super helps. It super helps everybody get seen at all of the vendors that are below. And you can see, just in case Chef McBride can't make it with us, actually take a look at his stuff. The links are in the low bar for him as well. So he's got some really great cookbooks, all Celtic stuff. It looks like he does live demos at fairs and festivals as well. So a series of cookbooks, spices, spice packs, the cooking goodness, the things that I personally am not good at, but love to eat. So I guess we'll see here if he can maybe get in. I am not sure. So there was one other thing that I also wanted to say is that over the course of this week, because I've just seen such an uptick in my little corner of the interwebs in people looking for handmade masks, that I have been compiling a list of vendors, handmade vendors and merchants that are making them. And I will be adding that list actually to the very bottom of the low bar on this YouTube video once we're off today. And then also I'll be making a post about that on our Facebook pages and outlets to help get that out there, because I know that people are looking for them everywhere. And somewhat ironically, but also awesomely, many of these vendors are they are not suffering from the Amazon effect, where everybody is trying to order all of the face masks and the stuff, so they can actually ship out to you almost immediate, if not immediately, within 1 to 3 days, as opposed to a 1 month waiting time, which is pretty much what I got the last time I went to look for gloves, actually. And I had a 1 month wait time for latex gloves to arrive. So definitely there is that benefit. And plus you get to have an awesome cool mask instead of just the plain old surgical blue, I guess. So I would really encourage people to just check them out and see who's making what out there. So I don't know if you're still out there. Eric. I just see the last of your comments, but I don't actually see anything else from you. So, and we have a few more minutes until our next vendor arrives. So I am going to go ahead and do the thing that I do whenever we have a sudden technical difficulty like this and a space in time. I came prepared because sometimes these accidents happen. I have my unicorn oracle cards with me today. And while we wait for our next vendor to arrive, I shall draw single card draws for anybody out there in the audience who would like to have a unicorn single card draw. These are oracle cards, not tarot cards, so they come with their message right on them for you. All one and done, nice and complete. So if you are out there and watching and you would like a card draw, please just type your name and draw, please, into the comments, and I will get to you guys in order, one by one. Get these. I was trying to decide. I have another deck that's also within reach. Last time I had an option. Maybe I should have also options this time too. So yes, card please. Okay, Ion, you would like a card. Shall we do a unicorn card or a feather card? The feather deck is also one of my favorite decks. So the feather deck is I have to read from the book a little bit though, because it's not quite as one and done as the unicorn cards, but I still like them. They're still feather oracle cards from the birds. Do you have a preference on what you would like, unicorns or birds? And while we wait for our next vendor to join us. You would like unicorns. Okay, magical unicorn it is for you. Yep. Get the little mouse out of the way. Here we go. This is your card. Pets. Your card is pets. And the message is, you love and understand animals. That is your message. Well, I suppose that seems rather fitting for you. Yes. Your ability to, seeing as how we know one another, I happen to know that you do have very good ability to bond with and communicate with the animals that are out there. So that is, maybe the cards are trying to tell you today that you just need to go find them and give them a little bit of love and attention, right? Yeah, I like the unicorn cards. They just put in your mind, you know, a little thought for the day. If anybody out there would like one, I'm just waiting for, oh, I think our next vendor actually has arrived. Let me see. Yes, our next vendor has arrived. So let's go ahead. I know we're a little bit early, or at least we were originally. No, here we go. We'll bring you into the stream. Yay! Okay. Danielle, can you hear me?
I can.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, so Danielle, you are with the Ginger Kick. Yes, correct?
Yes.
I've got that right. Okay. Let's get that up there. Welcome to the show. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've got there, and where you're from, home fairs. Tell us who you are, what you do.
I am an author, editor, publisher, sculptor, cook, and I fold
Many
all
hats.
of that into my promotional. I like hats. Can you tell?
You have to have variety to keep it interesting.
Yeah, well, you always have to have something new, especially if they see you show after show. I do a lot of East Coast fairs. I do the Sparta Ren Fair, the Maryland Fairy Festival, the Philadelphia Fair. I do a lot of East Coast science fiction conventions. So the stuff I do, you know, what appeals to fandom.
So today you're here with the Ginger Kick, which is what exactly? Tell us, what is the Ginger Kick?
For a little setup, for my books, I always do launch parties and I always cook. So I have a cookie called Limoncello Coconut with Candied Ginger. I went to buy some and my friends, Limoncello Coconut with Candied Ginger. I went to buy ginger once.
It sounds delicious.
It is. And I went to buy some ginger and my friend smacked my hand and said, "That's so easy to make." And showed me how to make it. and unleashed a demon from there. I now make about 30 to 35 flavors of candied ginger because I can't do anything simple. I started infusing it with flavors because limoncello, I figured why not combine the lemon with the ginger, and it worked amazing. So
is candied ginger candy or ginger or
Yeah.
some combination?
Yeah.
Yes.
you take
So
you
how
take
does that work?
you take actual ginger root and peel it and cut it up and you boil it. And at a certain point, you put in sugar. That's the normal method. Me, when I'm doing it with flavors, like right here, I have coconut. So this is marinated in, wait, there we go.
Yes.
It is marinated in coconut water. And then when I boil it, I sweeten it with cream of coconut and regular sugar.
That
and
sounds
I cook it.
delicious.
And I cook to a texture instead of a time. So it may be cooking for 2 hours, it may be cooking for 3, because I wait until it gets to the way it should look, which I know just from experience. Most ginger recipes, you cook it for an hour total. You boil it for half an hour and then you weigh it and then you add the sugar and just cook it for half an hour. But I don't like fibrous ginger, so I cook it till I'm happy with it. And it's amazing results, but it earns its name. There's a reason it's called Ginger Kick, but it's absolutely amazing. So I have the bags of ginger.
Yeah, hold that very close to the camera, if you will. So, and yes, I'm gonna make you big here. There we go. And so, what other flavors do you have?
I have absolutely every fruit flavor you can think of. I have spiced rum. I have mulled wine. I have umami.
Oh God.
I have limoncello coconut. I have pina colada. I have Earl Grey. I have chai. On the Facebook fan page, there's a mostly up-to-date list. It might be a little outdated, but I've done carrot cake. I've done gingerbread. All the fruits: pear, apple, lemon, all the citruses, mango, guava, passion fruit, blueberry, cranberry, pomegranate, vanilla, cinnamon.
Oh my gosh, it sounds so delicious. So what flavors do you think actually go blend best with ginger? Because ginger is a powerful flavor.
Believe it or not, the way that I prepare them, they all do. I have an educated palate. My husband can't really tell any difference between the flavors, but he enjoys them. But generally, when I give out samples at events, the people are surprised how well every flavor comes through. I even do like herbs like rosemary and basil and mint, matcha.
Flavored ginger simple syrup. What is that?
That would be this.
Ooh, 1 sec. Let me make you big. And what is it? I mean, is it like syrup that you put on a pancake?
There's a lot of different things you can do with it. You can put it in tea to sweeten the tea. You can flavor water with it. You can make homemade ginger ale. You can use it as a glaze. You can use it in any recipe that calls for simple syrup. I actually have a cookbook, the Ginger Kick cookbook, because people kept asking me, what can I do with it besides just eat it? And there's everything from cocktails to lamb to applesauce. I make granola, which is absolutely amazing. Using
lamb sounded so good.
Yeah. Vegetables, baking.
I am now hungry. So how much do you normally, so people can contact you through or order through your Facebook, is that correct?
Yeah, I take direct messages through Facebook, the Facebook fan page, and I take payment
Okay.
via PayPal. It's just
Okay.
easier.
Okay. And how much, if I may, just ask, like, what is the general price range of your product?
A bag like this is $4, and it contains an ounce, which can be anywhere from like 30 to 50 pieces, depending on the thickness. And a
Oh
little
my gosh,
goes
who
a
can
long
just
way.
chow down on ginger though? Nobody, so that will last a long time because, I mean, nobody is just like, "Bah, bah, bah."
Yeah, it's
I mean,
the flavor is intense. I have a lot of friends who use it for medicinal purposes, like if they have Crohn's or if they have just stomach issues, nausea
Mhm.
issues for different reasons. They've used it. This one is my chocolate covered ginger. Ooh.
All right. Ooh, chocolate.
I
Everybody
mainly
loves
only
chocolate.
I mainly do dark chocolate because it reacts better. And it's
Okay.
made with Merkin's chocolate wafers, dark chocolate wafers. Absolutely amazing. This is the one I eat like crack.
Well, all right.
And
So
my
there we are, you and your crack and ginger habit, you know.
my friends call it legal crack.
Right?
And then this is something new I've started to do. It's the candied ginger preserved in ginger simple syrup. So this one is maple, but pretty
Whoa.
much any flavor. Can you see the gingers in there?
Yes,
This
I
is-
can. Here, I can make it big, a little bit bigger too. That way,
Yeah.
folks at home. There we are. Hold it real still, that to give your camera a second to focus on it. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
That is 2 ounces of ginger in 2 ounces of simple syrup. So you get to try both.
Oh my gosh, it sounds delicious. I did not realize how delicious ginger was for many years because I had a bad first encounter with it.
Oh no.
Well, it was completely by accident. My mom had made orange ginger chicken with the whole little hens or whatever. And
Yeah.
so she had stuffed it with actual pieces of ginger.
Oh no.
And yeah, you can see what's coming. I had no clue what ginger looked like. So there I was just eating dinner and I, thought it was just another vegetable like carrots or potatoes or something. And I just, speared the piece of ginger and put the whole thing in my mouth. And then I turned into a 5-year-old because I was, chomp, chomp. And then like my mouth was on fire and I just went, bleh, and I just
I've encountered, you still there?
There we go. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was, just bleh, right on my plate. And my mom says, "What are you doing?" I said, I thought it was just a vegetable. She's like, "It's ginger. You can't just eat it like that." So for a long time, I was really scared of it.
Yeah.
And then I tasted candied ginger and I thought, now that's good. And then after that, I was over my ginger fear. But I've had that same experience with a number of, that's how I started out with wasabi. And that's how I started out with Vegemite.
Oh no.
I did Vegemite like peanut butter, just and then just took a huge bite of it and but now I'm just listening to all of these flavors, which is something I've never tried ever. And I was gonna ask, do you have like a bulk option? So if somebody wants to buy multiples and try all the different flavors, is there a bulk option there?
I can do that. Yeah, I can put any combination together. It is subject to availability.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I get my ginger in Delaware, and they are refusing any outside traffic that isn't just going through the state. So,
like the state is doing that, you mean?
Delaware State, anybody with outside plates can only pass through.
Wow. They've got their whole state in lockdown. That's a little
Yeah.
scary. So that's kind of scary.
But I do,
So
but I did manage to buy some, and I have a stock of inventory. So, and I
well,
can
maybe
take
they
advance
can
orders.
advance order, and maybe they can just ship it to you or something to that effect. I don't know if you call them, because that would be terrible. To no more delicious ginger. What? So you also are doing the magic word for today, which is strawberry. So if people are to order
Ooh.
from you within the next week, they get a little bonus surprise, whatever it is you have chosen to give them. It's a surprise gift, so no
It's not
telling.
strawberry.
It's no. Strawberry is just the magic word because this month being April is the strawberry fairy moon. So that's
Ooh, I didn't
where,
know that.
yes. So, and being fairy Princess Lolly, I decided to go with a fairy word that was related to the time that we're in. So last week it was shamrock because we were in March, and this week it is strawberry. Yeah. So. Yes. So if people enter that when they order, or mention that when they order from you via Facebook, then they get their surprise little gift. So, and you may see something from me. That sounds ginger sounds delicious. So, one more question, if I can. How does this go well with people who may have gluten allergies or other such food concerns? Where do you fall on any of those?
I think the only one that's a concern, I think soy sauce has gluten in it, so they would need to avoid the umami because that's actually soy sauce marinated in soy sauce. Everything else is just 100% juice or herbs. Most of the times the herbs come from my garden, so it's the flavor, the ginger, and the sugar. So
the flavor, the ginger, and the sugar, pretty straightforward. Okay, well, I see our next vendor waiting in the wings, and I appreciate. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I know we're going to have you back here though pretty soon in the near future for other things, for books and whatnot. I know I'm really excited. So
I'm going to tell you one thing. Being Princess Lolly,
yes,
I am the queen of the badass fairies. And I'll explain that next time.
All right. Well, Your Majesty, I shall bid thee adieu, and we'll speak at a later date.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Danielle from Ginger Kick. She does homemade candied ginger, and they're about $4 for a little thing. You can go to her Facebook, which is going down there in that scroll bar. Please check her out on Facebook, and if you order within the next week and use the magic word strawberry, bonus gift for you, which is always fun. So I see our next vendor waiting in the wings, and please allow me to bring her in to the show. Ooh.
Hi.
Hello.
I thought there was
Erica, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, did I don't think I got you early. Did I get you? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Are you ready? We are a little bit early. Can you go though?
I can be ready or I can wait.
Nope. You are good to go. Let's do it if you are ready.
Here we are.
Okay, so it's Erica and you are.
Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. Thank you for coming on. So it's just one small way that I can do my little bit to, I guess, help out what I feel like is our community, everybody in our household's community. So this is, yeah, so we just have kind of expanded the content to do this, and I'm really happy to be able to offer this to, and not to mention, I mean, from my own, I know I'm gossiping a little bit here, but for my own personal edification, I have got to meet vendors from fairs that I will, I've never been to, and I probably never will get to, depending on where they are in the United States, and just see amazing work. amazing work from other vendors, which basically shopping is always my favorite part of going to fair. So, so I'm like, yay, now I get to see vendors from all over the place because I'm bringing them together. So please, if you will, I will now, if you will tell us who are you and where are you from? What are your fairs that you do? What do you sell, make? Give us the details.
Whole rundown. All right. Well, we are the Silk Road Traders. We really expanded a lot this year, so hopefully the shows will get back on track soon. But we can be found at the Arizona Renaissance Festival, the Sherwood Forest Fair, the Virginia Renaissance Festival, the Pennsylvania Renaissance Festival, and the Maryland Renaissance Festival. And for those,
so isn't Sherwood in Texas?
Sherwood is in Texas. It's outside of Austin. So it's
so you are literally, I mean, basically west all the way to the east.
I do.
Those
I taste the springtime across the country.
Yeah, because I was going to say Arizona has their fair got canceled this year. Did it not? Because isn't it early? I mean, it's early like now, right?
Arizona got the last 2 weekends canceled. So we had 6 weekends out of the 8-weekend season that we got to do before things got shut down. And then Sherwood had 3 weekends before the last 5 got shut down also. And Virginia entirely. So fingers crossed, hoping things will be better for the fall shows coming up soon.
Yeah, definitely. So let's so yeah, you just go all the way across the country. That's now you must, do you have the permanent booths at these fairs, or do you travel like with the whole getup and then up and down
I
and up?
travel with tents or with carts. I don't have any booths yet. I just bought my first booth at the Maryland Fair. So in the fall, you'll be able to find me in my very own first booth permanent structure at the Maryland Fair. I'm very excited about that.
That does sound exciting.
Parts for the most part, yeah.
So I'm going to pull up your oh, here we are. Gosh. Going to pull up your store here, your Etsy store. So you don't live in Maryland, but that's where you got your first booth?
No, I do.
And so
we are based out of Frederick, Maryland. But we don't
have
storefronts. We're just online and at the Renaissance festivals. And we're on Etsy, and then we also have a website that has a few more products listed on the website than we do on the Etsy. But either one, you can get in touch with us either way, just fine. Yeah.
I've pulled up your Etsy here, and it looks like, so here you've got some perfume, a selection of cactus flower perfume oil. I wonder what that smells like.
That's really nice.
I have no...
a summer floral, so it's almost got a citrus note to it, but definitely still. Yeah, but either on Etsy or on the website, the way we have the oils listed by scent. And basically what you do is you pick the oil and you pick the kind of bottle, and we package it for you and ship it out to you. When we're in our shops in the booth at the Renaissance festivals, we have all the scents on display, and you can smell them, and you can mix and match, and work with us to create your own custom scent. So that's a little harder to do online, but if you think you have a blend in mind rather than just buying individual scents like that, definitely shoot us an email or message us on Facebook, and we can work together to make that scent blend happen even online.
So this is the primary thing that you do, or is it the only thing that you do? Is, you said you had other products? Yeah. Oh, here we are. Okay. I just got your other website. So let me pull that up. I'm like, oh yeah, see, okay.
At the festivals, we strictly do oils.
Mm-hmm.
We sell oils and the decorative bottles and the accessories that go along with them. But this winter, we actually launched our first clothing collection. It's called Bohemian Embers, and that you can find online only right now. And we're actually still in the process of getting
Is this
it online.
this is the apparel that I see then here on with the chakra rainbow?
Yep.
Well, at least that's what it looks like from from where I'm at.
That's
Let's
exactly
see.
what that is. Yeah.
Click, click, click. I'm trying to click it. Oh, the Wi-Fi, the interwebs.
Everything that you've coordinated here with both of us talking and the website, you're blowing my mind. I have to be honest.
Oh, I love these wrap bra top things. They are the best.
Yeah, so everything's that really nice stretch jersey. It's really flattering. It fits a lot of body styles. And so it's we wanted stuff that could work at the festival, but also could work as daily wear, because I know if a lot of my customers are like me, we don't want to hang up our garb at the end of the weekend. We want to keep using it as much as we can. And so that's kind of crossover stuff is really what we were going for.
Yeah, these are super cute. I love these. I actually have a blue shirt that's almost like this. I'm looking for a picture where we can maybe see the back. Here we are. Here's what it looks like in back. Yeah, and so it's got the little tie there. Click on that. Go, clicky, clicky.
Yeah, that wrap.
Why? There it is.
Because the strings on the back help take the weight off of your neck. So if you're a bigger busted lady, I know I can't wear halter tops for very long before I get sick of them, but with something like this that helps distribute the weight a little better, it's really more comfortable.
Yeah, no, these are super cool. I have one shirt that's like this. That's a little wraparound thing, and I love it. And I think I got it, man, 10 years ago or something at Fairy Worlds, and haven't seen. I'm so excited about these because I haven't seen them like anywhere else since then. So I'm like, oh, look, that's amazing. I'm really excited about this. So I guess I could not focus on that for a second and look at different things. Sarongs.
Yeah.
Hey, now sarongs are a useful piece of fabric in about every way you can imagine. So many ways to tie them. Oh, did I lose you?
Nope, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you get cut off, and I was like, uh-oh.
No, I think.
Yes.
So yeah, so we've got a lot of really cool clothes online that's already ready-made, ready to ship right away. We've got the oils that are ready to be poured and shipped right away. And we just got a whole new supply of bags and boxes and packaging. So we are ready to go.
You guys are ready. Now, you are also doing the magic word today.
I sure am, yeah.
So yes, that's awesome. Magic word is strawberry. And so for anybody who orders from you within the next week and mentions the magic word strawberry will get some kind of a bonus surprise gift that you're going to tuck into their order with them. Oh, you're going to tell them what it is ahead of time?
So I did our campfire scent as the bonus scent because I think we're all craving a little outdoor action right now.
Oh my gosh, true.
So I'll send you a small sample of campfire with every order. So that you can
I have this
the outdoors.
penchant to just sort of have a fire on my barbecue. You can't just like on the backboard. We're gonna have a campfire on the barbecue because that's about what we have. So.
Yep, cook some marshmallows on some forks or something.
Right.
Yeah. The summertime experience. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of and also thank you for coming on a little bit early as well. Your information is of course in that ticker going across the bottom of the screen and also in the low bar and the description on Facebook and YouTube that people people can find you, go there. I spied, you can tell that thing is going around on the Book of Faces, right? I spy on your camera roll. You also are selling the face masks as well. So yeah, so it seems like a thing that's been this week, the big demand for. And I know that I actually have already bought some and tried to ask my parents if they want me to get them some and have them shipped there. So it's good to know that you two are yet another vendor who is using some of your talent and skill to help out the greater community in that way. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you. It means a lot. So I will bid you a good afternoon, and it looks like our next vendor there is in the wings. So yes. Okay, so that was Silk Road Traders, and our next vendor is Meadowsweet Broom, Zoe. I'm going to bring her in. Hello. Oh, I love your headdress. Look at you. You're beautiful. Oh, you're welcome. Yes. So Zoe.
Yes.
Got that. Okay, from Meadowsweet Broom, welcome. Thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
And please, yes, introduce yourself to the audience and tell us what it is that you do and where you're from and all of the good things. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Zoe. I actually started doing Renaissance festivals whenever I was a little kid. My grandmother got me into them. She's the owner of Annie Laurie Cloaks. So I grew up with fabrics and trims and, running around fairs. I started making headpieces a few years back, as well as art dolls and, little plush toys, things like that. And, it's just my favorite thing to do.
Plush toys. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I've got your store here, your Etsy. So many good things on Etsy. Let's pull that up and take a look at what you've got. I love your headdress.
Thank you. I made it too.
All your little ears. I am not surprised. I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Now, where is it that you're from? You are from Chester, West Virginia.
So I'm actually 10 miles away from the Pittsburgh airport as the crow flies. So Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival is my home fair. And then I do several other festivals with my grandmother. And yeah.
So here we are now looking at some of your guys. Can you also see what I'm looking at here?
Yeah.
With your store. Can you tell us a little bit about these?
So I actually have one of the guys that's up on the screen right now, right here. So these guys are fully posable. There's an internal wire armature. The face itself is sculpted out of polymer clay usually. Sometimes I do use epoxy sculpt because it is a little bit more firm and it tends to cure better. And then everything is hand painted, and then I do my own patterns and I hand sew everything. So these guys can be which way you want, and yeah.
Can you hold this? I don't know if it's a he or a she. So can you? And I feel like I wouldn't know unless it came into my possession, and then I must allow it to reveal its name to me. But yes, I'd like to see it real close up. It looks amazing. How does one even begin to design a plushie? And look at his horns and acorns.
Yeah, but there's also a little bee.
Yeah.
Kind of sit down and let it happen. I don't do a whole lot of planning, which probably isn't a good thing, but
probably isn't a good thing. How did you get into this? Like, what was your inspiration to start making plushies?
Well, I had seen some pictures online of some fantasy art dolls, and I just fell in love with it, and I really wanted to learn how to do it. So I started experimenting, and there aren't really a whole lot of tutorials online, so I just sort of came up with my own process, and I just keep practicing.
Wow. This is really, it's just not something you see somebody do every day. You've got a little 3-eyed unicorn and spider. Oh, look at this baby sloth.
Yeah,
That is,
the sloth is fun.
do you have other friends with you there that you can
Yeah,
show us?
I do.
I'd love to see some more of them if you have them.
This guy's relatively new. I actually made a little plague doctor. And he has a pocket full of posies because, of course. He's also
Yes.
disposable, and same thing. Palmer clay head, and the rest of the body is made out of recycled fabric that I foraged for at Goodwill. And then, in addition to him, I have here my raven. The raven is usually a big hit. Actually, I had little fledglings, and they've all sold at this point. But yeah, he's also posable, and yeah. And
I
then,
love that plague doctor.
he's a big hit.
That's a super cute little guy.
Yeah. I also have some of my headbands here, ones that aren't on Etsy yet. So
Ooh, we get a sneak preview.
and my skeleton has lost his eye, but it's fine. So this one I actually made a veil that attaches to the back of it. And the neat thing about these headbands that sets them apart from other flower crowns and designs is that the ends are actually adjustable. So they stay
Oh,
on your head
oh,
and they don't give you a migraine. So
wow.
that's pretty cool. And then there's another one. I tend to get a lot of requests for mushrooms. 'Cause I love mushrooms too. So
Okay, hold that close. I mean, I love some mushrooms. These are wonderful. I love this. And I have quite the selection of flower crown and headband things at home. Yeah, I can never have too many. So
you can't. You have to have one for every outfit.
did you sculpt? It's true. Oh my gosh. And then your outfits and the season and the time of day. Did you sculpt that mushroom? That's what I was going to ask.
Oh no, the mushroom I didn't sculpt, though I have sculpted some in the past, but not that one in particular.
Not that one in
Found
particular.
out their craft store going out of business, and I snatched up as many as I could carry.
Oh, of course. Why not? That is one of the quickest ways to empty yon pocketbook.
Oh yeah.
Things on sale at the craft store.
And,
Oh, look at you have like little you have the little Norwegian gnomes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tomties. You even like gave them the right names. Oh, I'm so impressed.
I'm kind of a folklore buff. I actually made those. A few friends of mine did a Folklore Friday sort of advent calendar, counting down to the solstice. And so each
Cool.
Friday, it was called Folklore Friday, and each Friday we did a different folkloric being from around the world pertaining to either the solstice or Yule or Christmas.
I'm gonna share this one. I'll make him big because I really like his. Looks kind of like juniper / pine, and with the pine cones and the bird, and that is so cool. I love that. I love these guys. I have one that hangs right over the stove. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. It's still. I got him someplace where he because he has one foot broke off, and so I can't remember if the craft store just gave him to me or wherever it was that I got him, and I didn't have a place to put him when I was unpacking the other stuff, and so I was in the kitchen and I just put a tack on the wall and hung him, and then that's kind of where he stayed. And he's a little itty bitty guy, like 2 inches or something. So these are so cute. And these are all your own designs. You sewed all of these and everything. Just that is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you two are also participating in the magic word today. And I'm going to make us a little bit bigger. Yay! Yes. So if you order within the next week, use the magic word in checkout. And as you can see, on Etsy is the place to go. Links are in the low bar. And of course, scrolling across the bottom of the screen in the ticker, and use the magic word strawberry, and you will receive a special magically. I'm just guessing it's going to be magically based on the way you look right now. So, surprise present, right? I'm like, you kind of look like an enchanted being right now. So, I'm guessing that whatever. What?
That's what I go for. So,
so what is your fair name? Can I ask?
Don't have one. I know that's bad.
You don't have a fair name.
I know.
My gosh, how can you be a beautiful fawn without a fair name?
I know. I don't know. I guess
I can't believe that somebody just doesn't call you Meadowsweet, because it seems so perfect and fitting to go along with your personality. And I don't know, you're very nice. So
thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we are at 5:31, so I will go ahead and bid you a good evening and afternoon, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Goodbye, magical friend. All right, so we are. Oh my gosh, the time is moving on. I did see that we have the Celtic chef actually has managed to connect, but we have to take that at the end. So, but I am excited that he has managed to make it. So hopefully he's going to be patient and wait until the end, and then we can bring him in and see what he's got going on. I'm looking forward to that. And so our next vendor in line here is Christine from Christine's Crafts and Woodburning. And let me find her and bring her in. Hello, Christine. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Ah, there you are. Okay. Yeah. So how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing all right. Thank you so much for coming and being on the show. So tell us, please, if you will, a little bit about yourself and where you're from and what you do and who's your home fair and all of the good details.
Well, my name is Christine. I'm from Longview, Washington, and I do a lot of wood burning and crafting of just all kinds of different things: coasters, plaques, signs. I started making keychains, and I do a lot of ornaments, which is kind of early yet, but it's just a hobby that I got into a few years ago.
And what was the inspiration for getting into that?
Well, I have a couple of artistic daughters that were always going to the craft store. And so I just happened to see a wood-burn plaque in one of the stores, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so neat. So I started doing it, just got the burner and started doing it, and it just became an addiction, I guess you would say.
Addiction is such a harsh word for those for those of us that like to do crafting things. A passion. Yes.
Yeah, it really something constant. Yes.
So what is this that you have right up here on the screen right now next to you? This is
well, this is a key rack that I made, and gosh, don't know which way to turn it.
closer to your zipper. Closer to you. Yes, there you go.
Okay, so
oh, beautiful butterfly.
Wood burned, and then it's got a high gloss resin on it, and 6 key holders at the bottom, and the cute little butterfly.
Yes. Here, I'm going to make you big really fast so we can actually see that on the full screen. I should have done that earlier. There we go.
Yeah, so this is one of my favorite ones that I just finished recently.
Is that butterfly under the resin?
No, this one is not.
So it's on top. Okay. It looks like it's got a really nice and glossy coat and everything on there.
Yes, I've discovered resin recently, and it's it's a lot of fun.
It has transformed your work.
It really has. And I have, like, this is another favorite of mine. Just
Ow.
Yeah, if I can turn it right. Anyway,
I know to get the reflection because it's so shiny.
Yes, a lot of glass. I do have a new resin thing right here that I did that does have the butterfly under inside. If you can see that, that's just all resin.
I can.
And the flowers inside. And it's just a little wall hanging.
Is it a real flower?
This is not a real flower. No, I have not started with the dried flowers yet, but I have been looking into that.
Haha.
Yes.
With your passion, yes.
Yes, for sure. And I do a lot of coasters also. Like these have the high gloss finish too.
Oh, I love it, Sasquatch.
And I also have, of course, the most common.
Yes,
And I have a lot of just cute little, I was supposed to be doing a lot of animal fairs. So I've got a lot of animal themed coasters and stuff.
I like the cottontails.
Yeah, just because people, the rabbits are such a big thing at those animal fairs, and the chickens. And, but I also do like sports teams. Like I'm a total Raiders fan, so I have those, a set of those. And, these ones are wood burned, some are vinyl, but they all have the high gloss resin. So.
Now, can I ask a question? So I have a wood burner, but and I've done dabbled a little bit in some wood burning for my own artistic endeavors, but nothing quite as fancy as you, not by a long shot. And I'm curious, what kind of wood burning tool, because they come at different temperatures, correct? And those temperatures are what I would guess make them burn slower or faster, or what do you use / recommend for that?
I actually do not use the one that has an alternating temperature. I use the one that is just one temperature. So I
don't even, I have a one temperature one. I didn't even know there was an alternating temperature one. What does that do?
There is one where you can have low heat and crank it up pretty high, but I just personally like the one temperature, just your basic wood burner. I have one tip that's my favorite tip, and that's what I use for most everything.
How long does it take you to do something like the Sasquatch, for example? We're Sasquatch fans here, so we actually went to the Bigfoot Festival last year. We crashed it as a bunch of fairies, and we went to show solidarity, right, with the other creatures of folklore, right? So I'm like, those are cool.
Well, most of the time I do some wall plaques like the wolf one in the Sasquatch, and he probably takes about a good hour. You got to fill him all in. I mean, it takes quite that little burner. So, but yeah.
Yes. So, okay, let's see.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's a couple little other things I wanted to show you real quick because I don't have everything.
Oh, okay.
Yet, since they're just little cute little wall hangings that are wood burned inside and stained.
Here, let me make you big really fast. Let's see. Oh, so they're what are those called? Shadow boxes. They're like shadow boxes.
Shadow box. Yeah. So, and I have number one mom, Mother's Day is coming up, and
in May, that's right.
And I'm sure we'll probably still all be stay at home by then, but you never know. And little lambs.
A little closer to the camera, maybe. There we are. There it is.
And I do a lot of signs like these signs, just little wall hangers, welcome signs. I do have a lot of animal themed stuff just because, like I said, about the animal markets and stuff that I was going to be in. But and my dad,
are you an animal person? Do you have animals of your own that kind of?
I have a cat in my world, but I do like animals, but she's kind of like, she has to be the only one. So that's what we have is just her. So.
Well, that's kind of how kitties are.
Yeah.
Here we go. So now I can see here.
Yeah, that's kind of what my display would
see
look
here
like.
your. Oh What is
Somebody
this?
No.
Oh, somebody sent me a message and it's blocking. That's okay. I think I've stopped the screen share. There we are. Yeah, let me make you big again. And now, what are these that
These are just little
we're looking at?
little keychains that are resin.
Oh, okay.
colored. Pretty much you can do anything. I've got, teams, and that's Casey. And I've got, of course, your favorite. I have a mold for him.
Aw, yeah, we actually also have a Raiders fan in the house too. So you are definitely showing the right thing, at least good company here.
Yeah, I have a sister who's a total Seahawks fan, and so we like to go back and forth. So, but
that's what it's about, though, right?
yeah. So, and I have like bears and rabbits, and you can do anything for keychains, whatever anybody wants. Same with all the signs. So.
Okay, well, so if people would like to shop with you, then Facebook is the place to do that. Yes.
It's just
okay.
Just message me, and very easy to set up what you want in payment and shipping, and pretty much
like Facebook, PayPal, or something to that effect.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that is perfect. Thank you so much for coming on to the show today. And of course, all of your information is in the low bar as well for people to click on to get to your Facebook and shop with you. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. It's about dinner time now, so we're in the same time zone.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. All right. Well, have a good night.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Our where have we gone here? What has happened? There we go. Okay. Aha. So our next vendor is in the wings, and please allow me to bring them in. Catherine from the Woodland Wandolier. I see you waiting down there. I see that you have also entered your name as Kate, not Catherine. So what shall I call you? Kate?
Either. Yeah. How are you, Lolly?
Okay. I am doing well. How are you? Hanging in?
Great, thanks. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy times,
Staying busy.
Well,
It
staying busy is
totally.
good.
Yeah, I went out today for the first time. I was out today in town for the 3 weeks, and it was a different world out there.
Yeah, I fortunately get to go. I mean, fortunately, but also weirdly, because I'm super paranoid and have to be very careful doing the grocery delivery for other people. But even if I don't, because I don't go every single day, I just kind of, maybe go every other day or every third day or whatnot. And it's even in that small period of time, it just seems like it changes and changes and changes. And yeah, yesterday I went for a walk and bumped into one other couple of people coming down the sidewalk. I mean, just nothing, no car, and it was beautiful out, So, ironically, when it's beautiful out, we all have to stay inside. So, well, so tell us, what it is you make and where you're from, and all about what kind of events you normally do, and et cetera, et cetera. Introduce yourself, if you will.
Okay. So I lived in Florida all my life until 2003 when I moved up here to Washington State, and I play for many, many years. And right now, what I have is the wands, and this one actually glows in the dark. It's pretty cool.
What do you have? Okay, I'm gonna make you big.
Isn't that neat? Studio,
yes.
So you can see behind me a big selection of things.
Yes.
This is yeah. I have a lot of stuff going on in here. Here are some castle wands. So
real close to the camera.
I've got
Yeah, real close, and then
two amazing
Slow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that
Yeah,
crystal. What is
yeah,
going on?
yeah,
And
that's
these look like
resin. I actually poured
it
that.
is a castle on there. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
It is a
Oh, I
castle.
love it.
Yeah.
And so did you
So
sculpt that?
yes, I
Sorry.
did. It's all hand sculpted. It's got crystals and glass embedded in there. I think you can see the amethyst crystals right there.
Yeah, definitely.
And some stairs, secret doorways. Whoops.
I know the camera's backwards. That is
Yeah, I
amazing.
know, right? I'm completely disoriented. Thank you. So my son, when he was younger, wanted a wizard birthday party, and we did the whole Harry Potter thing. We transformed the house, and my husband
Cool.
dressed as Hagrid, and right, I had on my McGonagall garb. I make a lot of props. I did a lot of big party builds for him. So I started out just making some little wands for party favors. And a friend suggested that I put them in my Etsy shop, which had a lot of my clay that I've been doing for years. And the wands just kind of took off. So I've been doing that now for a decade. And I've been online all this time. And just over the last year, had I events. And of course, now we've kind of been put on hold. So
Yeah.
this is super fun. How I'm do this. It's really cool. But
Thank you.
so I started out with a little party.
Thank you.
I started with wands just like this, and now I do stuff for cosplayers. I do hair.
So close and okay, so this is great. This is the secret assassin's wand, right? Hidden up there in your hair.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
When you find yourself nothing else, and here it comes.
Right.
Pew,
So,
I love it.
Also, I magic knitting needles. If you knit, you got your practical magic.
Yes.
And so just anything you can imagine, from like 1/12 scale miniatures to like 6 and 7 foot cosplay staffs. I do a lot of custom work for cosplayers, and I do like big party packages. I do weddings. Just an amazing, can't even believe the things that people use wands for.
That is
There's
true. I'm sure. Forrest, this one here, the magic firefly wands. I'm looking at your Etsy store now. Okay, let me make you big and let's see that.
The end of that is it's blown glass. Sides in it that you can charge with a light source, and it will glow in the dark, which is kind of cool.
And that's why you call them firefly.
Yeah. And these are all hand sculpted. I use 2-part awesome.
So where did you pick up your sculpting skills, or did that develop as you started doing the wands?
No, I started like 40 years ago sculpting. And I started out just regular mud clay, making wall hangings and hand-built pottery beads. So I did that for probably 20-25 years, and used to do a lot of festivals and things down south. But so it's me now when I'm starting to do a lot of finer sculpting work on the wands. It's very different, see, because you can get a lot of cool detail.
You have so many amazing wand types. And I mean, as you
Yeah,
probably know,
there's
I
lots of
too sell magic wands, but yours are so different and cool, and that, you know, I love it. I'm so excited to see you at Fairy Blossom this year, I confess.
It's going to be fun. It is going to be, and I've got some new things in the works that I would be bringing there.
Can you tell us what they are, even if you can't show us? Or do I just have to suffer away and like a cat over here, curiouser and
I
curiouser?
totally can. Usually around May Day, I do ribbon wands, bubble wands.
Oh,
The bubble wands I have in the shop just now. I don't think I have any of those right here. Actually, I do. So
a bubble wand?
here's one of the bubble wands. And these have starry silk ribbons and bells on them.
So which end is
Cindy.
the part that you're, okay, thank you. That's what I'm trying to ask. Yes. That's what I am trying to ask. I
have these in a lot of
just big
colors.
enough.
Yep. I have these in a lot
Yeah,
of so these are coming to Fairy
have
Blossom
the enormous
Festival.
Yay, I'm excited. Bubbles will be going everywhere, and that will look amazing out in the meadow.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be beautiful.
Oh, okay, so you two are doing the magic word with us today. The magic word is strawberry. And so for those of you watching at home, yes, the links are in the low bar and in the descriptor. I'm gonna bring this back here. Was perusing your Etsy shop there and just, oh my gosh, I'm so many magic wands, and they're just cool, like something for everybody, literally. And I even saw the one that was like it looked like the people getting married. It looked like they had marriage wands, maybe. So that's cool. And the books you had, I wanted to, the books that you had sculpting on as well. So these frozen ones, I thought at first were unicorn horn wands, and I was like, whoa. Oh yeah, show me that book. I'm a bibliophile. I'm like, show me that book.
Okay. Yeah. This has a moon on it. Some of them are just blank, so you can use them for whatever you want. And then I have smaller ones that are lined inside.
That is lovely. I like it. Little pockety books. And did you sculpt on the front of those too? Because it looks like you did. They look like they're textured.
Yep.
A woman of many talents. No doubt about that.
And those come, I hand paint bookmarks and do collage bookmarks. So if you buy one of the books in the shop, they come with bookmarks.
Let's see if I can make you big here. There we go. A bookmark, yes. Nice. A lovely little added bonus there. So, well, that looks wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing with us. So, doing the magic word. So, if folks order from you within the next week and they mention the magic word strawberry, they will get a little bonus surprise from you included with their order. And they can, of course, find you on Etsy. Your Etsy store is scrolling across the bottom, and it's also in the low bar. So, and the description. And thank you so much for coming on the show this afternoon. I'm super looking forward to having your booth at Fairy Blossom. So we're seeing you this summer in person.
Yep. Thank you so much, Lolly. It was great fun. Thanks for coming in the studio.
Oh, no. Thank you for being here. Okay. So it looks like we have one last vendor that I don't see waiting in our wings. So I think that means that we get to go on to the Celtic chef, who I do see waiting in the wings, and we will bring him in.
Oh, yeah.
You did it. You made it. I'm so proud of you. I knew you
It took
could.
a little bit, but we got here. We got here all right. So I'm Chef
well,
Eric.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
So I kind of go to different festivals. I do Renaissance festivals, pirate festivals, team bug festivals, Scottish festivals, Irish festivals, everywhere, East Coast, West Coast, all over the country. And I normally do live cooking demonstrations where I go and show you a lot of traditional Celtic dishes, put with a little bit of a modern twist onto it, and then fold it in big time, because I like to call myself a historical chef, with a little bit of history mixed in with every one of those things. And that's all my books and spices the same way. So, all right.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Whatever you were going to say.
Oh, no, I'm an old hand at this. I'm normally used to having to go and do little TV interviews. And so a lot of times they only give me 2 or 3 minutes to go and talk about everything. So that's why I'm a little bit more hyped up about everything here. But if you like me,
you
I can
have
just...
more than 2 or 3 minutes. I like your outfit for sure. Your chef's outfit is awesome.
You haven't seen everything. It includes a kilt. You couldn't be called the Celtic chef without a kilt on.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's totally fair.
I'm kind of in my makeshift studio because we're trying to film some YouTube shows and all that. It's kind of thing where I'm a pro at being a chef, going out and talking to people. I am still learning the curve about editing work for it, so it's taking us a little bit longer. But like I said, this is my studio. We kind of set up. It's in my normal tent booth that you would see at a festival or fair or so. If you have seen me, the ones I did get in this year were the Queen Mary Scottish Festival and the Celtic Festival in Sonora.
Sonora, California. California?
Sonora, California.
Okay.
There's a Celtic fair there. That was actually, was just before California cut everything off. Down 2 days after.
So man, you're losing events too.
I don't have my next one. Well, supposedly the Long Beach pirate invasion is still on for the end of May, but I don't see that one happening. We are trying to go and keep one of them, 2 of them going. One of them is the Pikes Peak Celtic Festival in Colorado Springs. That's the 3rd weekend of June. He's a little bit leery about whether he's going to stay open or not. And the big one, we're trying to get everybody to rally up and tell them that they're going to have support. It's a small little Scottish festival in Payson, Utah, called the Payson, Utah Scottish Festival. They're not until for the 4th of July, but they're kind of worried about everything. And so if you're a vendor, definitely get in there and tell them, yes, you're coming for it all. They haven't had much response from all that. But just to tell you what I have here, go through my cookbooks and spices. So my first book I ever wrote was a Scottish Celtic cookbook. So all these books are like half a cookbook, half a history book. They've got recipes. They've got a little bit of history tidbits and histories of the recipes in between, as well as some various poetry. In a lot of these books, I've actually won awards and Top Chef charity competitions in Denver, Dallas, and Las Vegas. I'm based out of Denver, though I'm in Southern California at the moment. In the Scottish cookbook, we won for a kakaliki soup. It's a traditional chicken and leek soup. I use a little white rice filler in there, but a key ingredient is dried plums or prunes. Dried fruit is a very big cuisine. They use it for savory dishes as well as bread, scones, and desserts. We've also won for a roast leg of lamb and a blueberry port wine demi-glaze and a very decadent orange chocolate whiskey mousse. We won for an Irish asparagus blue cheese salad, a 3-time marinade. You marinate lamb first in onions, garlic, and butter, 2nd in red wine, and 3rd in Guinness. And it really makes the whole deal. And then we also won for a really awesome Guinness chocolate walnut cake. Our book, this is Wales and the Isle of Man, has some unique things in there. One of them is one of my favorites. I do a lot of festivals, a cauliflower whiskey cheese soup. We also have what I like to call, Welsh. There we go. Welsh cakes here, and what I call Celtic fried cheese, which is cheddar cheese wrapped in Parmesan risotto with chopped celery, rolled in panko breadcrumbs, and then flash fried or baked.
What?
I wrote all those, kind of get around things. expanded out, we wrote also a Celtic style vegetarian cookbook. Not a vegan book. This is all vegetarian. So this has things like the creamy potato and leek soup with white wine into it. It also has, actually, this one is a vegan dish. It's a wild mushroom rusala, which is basically tomatoes and mushrooms boiled down in ale. And it's just like a bruschetta, goes on great on crackers and so forth.
Oh my God, you're making me hungry.
I'm good at that. There's a 200-year-old recipe for cheesecake in here before the invention of cream cheese, using modern day curds or cottage cheese and breaking it down in a sieve and then mixing it with your lemon juice and sugar and building up your cake from there. Now, for some reason, when I wrote that book, everybody thought all my books were vegetarian. I mean, why would I write a vegetarian cookbook? So to put that to rest, I wrote a bacon Celtic cookbook. Bacon, not bacon, right? So these things, like on my front cover is he's a Breton bacon bunny. Anyway, there's no, they got the wrong book yet. Breton bacon bunny. There it is. So this, yes, this is the right book here. So this it's a rabbit stuffed with kokana mashed potatoes, which is potatoes, cabbages, onions, wrapped a weave of bacon, and then done with a honey whiskey butter glaze into it. There's also recipes in here for a sticky toffee pudding, which is a very moist date cake with a real Scotch butterscotch frosting. And then one of my absolute favorites is when they take pears, cut it in half, core it and hollow, fill it up with crushed graham crackers, butter, cinnamon, vanilla, spiced rum, and a little bit of brown sugar. Plug that into the pear, and then put a dollop of goat cheese on it, and wrap it up with bacon.
Oh.
I keep saying hold on the deer, right? The newest book that we wrote was the one that you kind of saw a moment ago, called Soup, Sauces, Stocks, and Stews. So one that when we do demonstrations, that we'll do, like this one is a smoked salmon whiskey cheese soup, or a pumpkin seed and leek soup, which is really divine. But there's so many different things. There's Guinness gravy in here, and there's ways of how to go and make your own stock from scratch, whether it's stock, mushroom stock, beef stock. It's all about the bone broth. In addition to all those, we also have our spice lines. Quickly going to tell you stuff. Our most popular one is called the All Gaelic seasoning. It's predominantly thyme, white pepper, and garlic powder. It's not just anybody's thyme. It's thyme that's grown in the south of the Mediterranean. It's actually an English plant grown in the south of the Mediterranean, so you get a really robust flavor because it has all the sunlight here. Our Welsh mustard powder, which the only one else on the market is has actually, I'm not going to say, but it's an English mustard powder anyway, and they actually have they've pad theirs with about 20% flour, and ours is all gluten-free here. We also have our haggis seasoning, which I actually have a lot of people who purchase these online, and they get the haggis seasoning, put it on eggs, they put it in meatloaf, they put it in a lot of different things, not just for haggis.
What is haggis seasoning?
What's in haggis seasoning? Okay, so traditionally, when you go back into history, a lot of the times seasoning before the 14th century came in, they would just use simple garlic and salt and stuff like that. After 14th century, when you start to have this increase of people coming from the trade routes for all, the spices changed up. And so you have things like cloves and mace, which the outer lining covering a nutmeg itself, allspice, cinnamon. And cinnamon for them is not used as a sweet spice, but actually a hot spice for it all. So it's kind of all mixed in a lot of those kind of spices for it all. We also have like our Irish rub, which is really good on a brisket, especially if you want to go and smoke your meat or even just go and do a brine or so. One of my, actually a good friend of mine just discovered this. Now he can't go and stop talking about this one. This is the Celtic double wood smoked seafood and fish rub. And it really is. It's got all it goes on shrimp, it goes in on salmon, and it goes really good in a crab cake for it all. We also have, this is my most popular by far for everybody, especially vegetarians who love this. This is the Breton wild mushroom. So this is done with a little bit of truffle salt, dried shiitake, a few others, and it's got a lot of good flavor for it all here. I'm running out of power here, so I'm going to run real quickly here for y'all. Our Celtic grilling spice, one of my favorites because I put it on just about every stick that I go for. And our spicy one, which is the Celtic Caterer 5-pepper seasoning. Now, I put this on my aces. I'm originally from Colorado and New Mexico, so I'm liking spicy foods. Our last one that we did was a corn mixed spice. You might know this one a little bit more because you know the American knocked off version, which is pumpkin spice. They stole it from Cornwall, and this is, but they also took out some of the major ingredients, which is mace and coriander. So this has it. In addition to that, we also have our teas. We have our Scottish breakfast tea, an Irish breakfast tea.
What is
Our
the
green-
difference between Scottish and Irish breakfast tea? Is it the serenade of bagpipes in the morning?
Oh, no, they're just different things. Scottish breakfast tea is done with a Indian and Chinese tea. It's a combination. It's actually very, very strong and robust for it all. In fact, Queen Victoria to really have loved it, and she decided to make it, but it was too strong for her. She made a milder version, and that's what you call English breakfast tea.
Oh,
and then
okay.
Irish breakfast tea is all done with Keenum tea for it all. Like I said, we also had a green tea, one that's going to be kind of our Highland Mist, which is kind of a smoky one. Smoky, it's like a Highland Mist for it all. It's got a little smokier flavor for it all. And we just got it finally back in, is our Black Irish Zinger. Now, this is a combination of about 70% Black Assam tea and 30% organic hibiscus. So it's like a sweet tea, but no sugar into it. But that's
I love hibiscus.
really, really good for it. So it's kind of, it still gives you the black tea that you want in the morning for it all, but then it gives you a little bit more for flavor for it. So as you can see,
Uh-oh, where'd you go? Oh no! I seem to have lost you. This is so sad. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a connection thing. I'm gonna pop over here though and take a look at. I don't know if you can hear me or not, because sometimes weird things will happen with connections, and you can hear but not see. And right now, I am not seeing you, but I am going to pop over here and take a look at your take a look at your website, because basically all of those cookbooks should probably come into my household. We bought Ion the Leprechaun. His birthday was April 1st, believe it or not. And so he has recently acquired an Instapot. Yes. And that has led to all kinds of new cooking things. And I know that he's out there watching in the audience, and he has said that he wants to have all of the cookbooks. This looks amazing. I wish I could see you do a live demo. There you are. Okay, I see you back. We'll just pull you in here. Hello again. I see you.
hey, so yeah, I had to change locale for my studio because I've been waiting in the wings, and I didn't realize that my battery on my laptop had gotten really dead for us all. So this is kind of
Oh, that's okay. I went ahead and popped on over to your website to take a look at what was there, and see all of your books and everything while we were waiting for you. I figured you would come back. So
yeah, it's because the studio, all the power out there is all set for lighting. So, and for some reason beforehand, we had trouble trying to go and load up with my cell phone, which is where I do most of my videotaping for. But we're on it now. We didn't mention before, and unfortunately, when I grabbed the computer run in here, I didn't grab that. Our magic word of the for our project. It's a special.
Oh,
I was just going to tell you what it is, since I don't have it. I have to run back to the studio, but it's a.
oh, we all use the same magic word. We all use the same magic word.
Right. No. I'm just.
So
I'm just telling you what it is, not the word. What you're going to get.
Oh, okay. Yes. No. If you would like to, you can, and if you would like to keep it a surprise, you can do that as well.
No, I'll go ahead and say for what it is. It's especially for all the spices and stuff like that, where you could really use it. It's a special measuring spoon that measures a smidge and a dash. Those are real. It's just most people don't know that. And then I did it before. I used to think it was a pinch, and when I measured it out, I was giving too little for when it says a pinch of this or a pinch of that or a dash. So those
that is really cool. So can I ask a couple of questions regarding your stuff? I know we've gone a little bit over the time, but I'm so excited that you made it. So one of the questions I'd like to ask is, So do you have a recommended spice blend from your selection of spices that is the most versatile or universal with your cookbooks? So that if we were to get a cookbook and some spices, like which one would you recommend that could be used with maybe the most recipes, or just all of them are a good option?
Well, this is what I say. The all Gaelic seasoning is the one that's really used for so many different recipes. However, because I'm shipping everything through USPS, through the post office system, we have, for if you order any spice, it's a minimum of 3 spices. And you may not want to get 3 of that same bottle. In fact, I would recommend kind of spread it out a little bit for it all. So it all really depends on what you like. There is an essential spice packet, which has got 7 out of the 10, which just kind of accumulates for all the different books for all. There's a few, I mean, the spicy one isn't really into it that much. There is in a few recipes for it all. Our bouquet garni is really only good for the soup book for it all, so that's why it's not listed. And the haggis spice as well, really only, but everything else is essential for everything.
Awesome. And one other question, if I may, since you get out there and you do the Highland festivals and other such things where people are camping and whatnot, do you have any of these books in particular that you would recommend have recipes that can be done because at fair, like when you're at fair or fest?
Actually, if you go to, especially up when I was up in Sonora, Celtic Fair earlier in March, there are several of the guilds out there that have all my books, and they're straight from my books right there for a lot of the dishes.
Right at festivals. So it's pretty easy then to, you know, to be able to bring that into the outdoors as as it were.
Yeah, I mean, there's not all of them. There's going to be some special ones that probably you should be doing more in your kitchen, but there's a lot of the stews and the soups and some of the seasonings for the meats and stuff that are really and they're pretty simple, straightforward. You don't have to be a major foodie to be able to handle a lot of these dishes.
You wouldn't know from the names of them. They all sound so amazing and detailed and delicious. So it's good to know that they're for all levels of skill cooking, skill in cooking. Yes, that is the word I'm trying to say.
One of the things that I do is I take the traditional recipes, and sometimes you had to watch it and they might have flavor, and I change it up so it'd be better for a 21st century palate. Because like some of them, they're like, there's an Irish brisket where they would use 4 times as much cloves in it than we would be wanting it to be palatable. It's wrong or anything like that, but their technologies were different back then than we are today. So I've had to cut it into 4th and be able to have that as being a good flavor for it all.
So if I can,
I've been doing it for a long time.
How long have you been cooking, chef? How did you get into this? Where did it start for you, if I may? And this will be my last question, I promise. So because I'm keeping you.
Okay. No, not at all. I started when I was 16 in the kitchen, and actually before that, my father used to he was a purchasing manager for big food distribution. So when I was 10, I was going to slaughter farms and canneries and stuff. And then I got into the different restaurants all along my life, but it wasn't until it was probably around 2002, 2003. I was working for an Austrian chef in Denver, who in the 70s and 80s, he was probably one of the highest paid chefs west of the Mississippi. He was making 6 figures, nobody else was, and he basically told me there's no such thing as Scottish food. You know, he's being a European.
There's no such thing as what?
Good Scottish food, and that was kind of a throwdown for me as the gauntlet coming down. And so now I have a whole career because of that. And we are working on book 7 right now, which is the Celtic whiskey book. Everything's cooked with whiskey.
Ooh.
So
that sounds fun.
We're working on that one right now. Well, there's different types of whiskey. I have a question
from the audience.
Yes.
Where do you do all of your historical research? Like, how do you do that?
Well, part of it is I also used to live over there. I was in the doctorate program at the University of Edinburgh. I did a Scottish history degree many years ago. I've gone and done the I'll go through the archives in different places. I've gone through and I have a large collection of antique cookbooks of stuff that I found, and then I'll experiment and tweak them up a little bit here and there. Other ones you can still kind of find online, or now because we've got so much over the country, I get people who are sending me recipes like from the island of Man. There's some recipes that are really bizarre that you'd never heard of that I've been able to find their traditional style. And so things like that. The next one I'm trying to work on is Galicia and Asturias, Spain.
That is, I love your passion for this so much. You're just like just so gregarious about it. It's really great to see, and you all knowledgeable. And it's very cool in my mind to imagine that whatever I would be eating if I was doing one of your recipes is something that came from, you know, hundreds of years before, possibly other people ate, you know, in times long before ours, ate the same thing or very similar things. And I think that's awesome. It's like tasting actual history, right?
It is. I mean, and there's some of these dishes that are actually close to so many people's traditional family recipes. But over time, sometimes they've, like, for instance, there's a hogmanay plum pudding that was part of my own great grandmother's from Scotland. And my grandmother and when they used to make the plum pudding, did it with liver, sweetmeats. But if you actually looked at the original writings, it was all done with suet, shredded beef fat. And that was the older way, instead of baking soda and baking powder, to make cakes rise. Instead of butter, baking powder, you use, and it rises up. So it actually gives it a better flavor, I think.
Oh, I would imagine that's fat usually does that, doesn't it?
Well, that's what butter is, but we don't think about that. We think of, ooh, it's just beef fat. And it's like, no, there's a lot better. This is when we're talking about
actually,
with baking.
I didn't think about that yet. You're right. I did not think about it in that way. You are correct. But then again, you are also the food expert. So
but I'm sorry it took us a while to get on, but I'm glad you were able to give me some time at the end here to go and tell everybody about.
Absolutely. Yes, and so if folks use the magic word with you, the magic word is strawberry, then they will actually get with their order a cool special measuring spoon that measures out a pinch, a dash, and what was the last one? A
smidge.
Pinch, a smidge, and a dash. Yes, that is super cool. So
just also, there is a limit. I mean, we have a limited number, so we keep it at a price range. So if you have to do
yes, it was for $30 or more.
Yep. So it's the way we also cover.
Thank you for reminding me.
One thing that we got to tell you that all our shipping is free.
Oh, lovely.
All our orders on our website, thecelticcaterer.com, all orders, the shipping is free.
That is wonderful. So free shipping, magic word for the next week. And I'm looking forward to quite possibly having you back to actually do a live demonstration of something here in the future. So I know that this was kind of the test run. So I'm really excited.
I'm good for that. We're great. So thank you so very much for letting me be part of you guys today.
Absolutely. Thank you. And you have a good evening.
We'll see ya. Bye.
Okay. So, wow, that was our last vendor of the day, the Celtic Chef. And thank you, everybody who has joined us again for the second run of handmade hand shopping. Yes. Spoonerism. That was a spoonerism. Handmade home shopping. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Please remember, these folks are all small businesses, handmade. There are Ren Fair, Festival, Highland Games, all of the stuff out there that your small businesses that you see, and they're probably shipping faster than Amazon right now. All of their links should be in the low bars and the descriptions on Facebook. Please hit that like and subscribe button. and ring the bell so that you can get notifications of our future things. Our next show will be on Tuesday. We are having our very first episode of Spill the Tea with some very new friends and a fun lineup, I think. So I hope to see you guys all on Tuesday. If not, we'll be here, of course, for our regular Wednesday show, Fae News, and that will be our classic Fae News crew that you all know and love. And so I hope to see you guys then. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and I will see you on Tuesday.